Hey Scorpio, welcome to your love and romance reading for October 2022. Happy birthday to the October Scorpios, the Scorpios that are going to kick off October season later in the month. We're going to connect and see what messages are coming up. This is going to be love and romance for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. You might see this video after October. That's just fine. You're going to see it whenever you're meant to see it. Keep in mind this is a reading, a general reading for the Scorpio collective. Therefore, not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. So without further ado, my dears, my darlings, my fellow Scorpios, let's see what's coming up here for love and romance for the Scorpio collective. And we're going to move you all just a little bit closer. And the first card coming up here is, ooh, Eight of Wands. This was also the first card for Libra. Was it? Was it Libra? Hold on. It was not Libra. The first card for Libra was the Death card. I knew there was a Scorpio connection. So if you have a Libra placement, or if you're dealing with a Libra, you may want to check out the Libra love reading for October, because Scorpio did show up in that reading. But I want to try to remember here. It was Aquarius. Okay, so Eight of Wands was the first card that came up for Aquarius. If you have Aquarius placements, be sure to check out that video. Or if you're dealing with an Aquarius, be sure to check out that video. Eight of Wands. So for them, I got a sense or a feeling of improved and increased communication, or hearing back, or hearing from like you've been waiting to hear word, or you've been waiting to hear from somebody, and that's kind of the feeling and the sense I got for them with the Eight of Wands. The way I'm feeling Eight of Wands for Scorpio is I'm feeling Eight of Wands in the sense that like things are moving quickly, things are happening quickly. I feel, Scorpio, that you're very passionate about the connection, or very passionate about this person or this relationship. And I don't mean passionate strictly in terms of the bedroom or getting to the bedroom, but like passionate in terms of like you have almost like a conviction for this, like you know, like this is the person I want, or this is the relationship I want, or I've made up my mind and I'm going through with this, or I'm going to make this work. And so you may be more open, you may be more talkative, you may be more communicative, you may be asking more questions. But I feel here it's like a sense where you've made a decision. Some of you maybe were on the fence, like there could have been more than one romantic interest that you had, and you may have also, in addition to that, been like, well, I don't know if I want to be in a relationship, I don't know if I want to be thinking about love life right now. But I feel as you're coming into October, you've made up your mind. You've made up your mind that you want a relationship, a real significant relationship, like life partner relationship. And you've made up your mind that like, okay, like this is the person I want to be with, right? Or this is the relationship I want for me. So very clear, very decided. That's the feeling that I'm getting from the Eight of Wands. And because your mind is made up, because you're passionate about this, things are moving forward, right? We don't have blockages. We don't have things in the way. It's like, this is what's happening, right? The train is going full steam ahead. That's the feeling and the vibe I'm getting here from the Eight of Wands. The next card that's coming up here for you all is the King of Swords. As I said, maybe some of you want to check out the Libra video, because Scorpio came up for them. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra. If you have air sign placements, it does, actually, because this is air sign, so you may be dealing with a Libra, a Gemini, or an Aquarius, and Eight of Wands came up for Aquarius. How interesting is that? So some of you could be dealing with an air sign. If you have air sign placements, you might be working on those areas of your life, and as you're focusing and working on those areas of your life. It might be opening up doors in which you're meeting a significant life partner, significant soulmate. But in terms of a relationship, an existing relationship, or moving forward with somebody, the King of Swords is like coming to an understanding or like negotiating terms. The King of Swords is the master of negotiation. Okay, and so he's up. I got a breeze coming in. I have the windows open because I want to let in some air, and we got this breeze coming in. So with this King of Swords is going to be like negotiating terms. You know, like, and the great thing about the King of Swords is he's the master at finding the win-win solution, like the win-win situation. And maybe this has been a fear for you, Scorpio. Maybe some of you have been reluctant about love life, or reluctant about really investing emotionally into a relationship because you might have had fears or worries around compromises. Like, it scares me that I have to compromise. It scares me that I'm kind of gonna be like tied to another person, and I have to take, you know, their stuff into account, or what they want, or like what they're doing into account. And so with this King of Swords, it's like basically telling us that through communication, there's solutions here, that it's not going to feel like a negative compromise, or it's not going to feel like a sacrifice, because you're finding what is mutually beneficial for both of you, right? The King of Swords can come into a situation and say, here's what I want, and here's how me getting what I want benefits you. Here's what the positive effect is for you, or here's what you're getting out of it. And so there could be some negotiations in this way. I think I'm gonna shut this window because it's getting really breezy. It's getting really windy. And that in itself could be a message of what's blowing in and what's coming in here. Things happening quickly, things moving forward quickly. Heck, maybe a move or a relocation for some of you. Maybe moving in with somebody. But as I was saying about the King of Swords, he's going to find the solution that works for everybody. Also, in terms of communication, keep this in mind, Scorpio. Those of you who are passionate, or who can become very passionate like I can. This person that you're dealing with, especially Scorpio, especially if you're dealing with an air sign, as you are communicating, as you are coming to agreements, as you're coming into like negotiations, or, you know, like setting down, you know, how this relationship is going to work, and, you know, what you all are doing, or what the goals are, or what the expectations are, you might be very passionate, and you might be wanting to explain to this person how you feel, or like express yourself. And you may be dealing with someone who maybe is not used to you being very passionate, or you being animated, and so they might kind of take it as, well, you know, don't get upset, or like, why are you yelling at me? And you're like, I'm not upset, I'm not yelling at you, I'm just really, you know, like emotionally invested in this, or I'm just very passionate about this. You might want to be cautious of how you're presenting the situation. Also, we Scorpios, we're very emotional beings, we're very emotional creatures, and our emotional depth is very deep and very intense. So we may want to come into this and explain, you know, our feelings and how we feel about a situation. But with the King of Swords, it's like this person is going to understand you better, and you're going to make quicker progress if you can approach it in like a logical way, and in like a way where you are appealing to their intelligence. You're appealing to their mind and not their emotion. This can help to have really productive and constructive conversations, and like coming to an agreement. This could be someone who maybe is overwhelmed by an emotional presentation, right? So like maybe you're wanting to tell somebody that you care about them, but it's like if you go to the extent of like what's in your heart, this person might not have the same emotional depth, and they might feel kind of overwhelmed by that, or they might want to hear more like the practical or like the logical reasons, right? Like, you know, I love you because I think that you are a great listener. I love you because you're very intelligent, or you know, you make me laugh, instead of like the, you know, I can't breathe without you, and the moment I saw you, something came alive in my soul. Like, you might feel these things, but maybe give it time, or wait for the right time before you go into these kinds of expressions, because they may not be ready for all that, Scorpio, right? Scorpio is intense, and not everybody is ready for Scorpio love. So you may have to ease that in with this person, right? Like, this is maybe somebody who's not ready to hear, you know, romance and poetry Scorpio style. So maybe kind of appeal to practical things, logical things, things that they can process easily. Because to me here, it's like balancing the head and the heart, or like the passion and the drive with like the logic. The next card that's coming up here for you all is the Moon. There could be Pisces or Cancer energy here in the works. Maybe some of you are choosing between an air sign and a water sign. The Moon card, however, is also listening to our intuition. It can be embracing our vulnerability, and it can be like overcoming our fears, right? So it could be, as this relationship is progressing, there's some insecurities coming to the surface, some fears about letting somebody in, or some fears about the future. And so these are things that we're going to have to face, and that we're going to have to work through, and allow ourselves to listen to our gut, to listen to our intuition for guidance as we're moving forward in the relationship or in the connection. I feel like some of you Scorpios are very intuitive, and you may feel and you may sense about this person that they maybe are not as together as they're presenting themselves to be, and you might kind of recognize certain issues in them that, you know, maybe they're doing a good job of trying to like have a handle on, right? And so you may see like certain tendencies, and you're like, oh, okay, like I get what's going on here. And so you might not address it with that person, but it's helping you realize how to communicate more effectively with them, right? So you might start to see like little things, like maybe this person does something kind of off-putting. You're able to understand why they're doing that thing, and you're able to address it in like a non-confrontational way, and you're able to make progress in that situation, because you're beginning to like identify where this behavior is coming from and why they're doing it. And instead of trying to say, oh, did you know you have this behavior, and I think this is why you're doing this behavior, instead of sitting there and playing psychologist, you're able to understand, okay, this person is doing this because they need this, and you're figuring out how to meet certain needs or avoid certain ways that they might be behaving. And that is something that maybe you might want to talk about with that person, not when it's fresh in the moment, but like, you know, I noticed in the past, like, you know, this thing or this thing, and I kind of felt like maybe it was coming from here, and they over time may kind of open up. Keep in mind, we're all kind of like a work in progress. I'm not talking about codependency. I'm not talking about walking on eggshells. I just feel like you're going to have a really good understanding of this person, why they do the things they do, why they say the things they say, And you're gonna be really good at like navigating through those things without disagreements, without arguments, without misunderstandings, and without the ego coming in and taking over, right? You're like, okay, this isn't really about me. And so I feel like ultimately this is going to be a very non-dramatic relationship, even though we may have at least one very passionate person involved. It could be two very passionate people, but finding the logic, finding the order, overcoming the insecurities, overcoming the fears, and allowing our intuition to be our guide. Keep in mind, we do have a new moon in Scorpio occurring October 25th. So this could be a really powerful time for manifesting, for overcoming, releasing these fears, and for manifesting specifically what you're wanting in your love life, or even what you're wanting in a specific relationship. Being able to manifest things with a specific person in a specific relationship, right? With this moon energy here, full moon in Scorpio, in your sign, in the month of October, this can be a powerful, powerful time for manifestation. I also feel here, like with the moon, this person might be seeing you as a light in a dark place, because as I was talking about the new moon in Scorpio, Spirit kind of gave me this flash of like a moth like flying towards the moon, or like flying towards moonlight, like a stream or a beam of moonlight. So a lot of you have heard me talk about the High Priestess, and I give the example of the moth rushing to a candle in a dark room. So there could be a dynamic and dynamic here of like healer and someone who's wounded, and this person is attracted to the healer energy. But the fact that I'm seeing it as a moth flying towards the moon and not a moth rushing towards a lit flame gives me the feeling in the sense that this is someone who's doing their work. And you, maybe the role is reverse, Scorpio. Maybe you're being drawn to a healer, but I feel that probably most of the Scorpios are healers, and there could be somebody drawn to you. But I feel the person who's the moth flying towards the person who's the healer, or the person who's like the moon or the light, they're doing their work. It's not like where they're just kind of coming and like rushing in. So this person is very inspired by the healer, very inspired by the healer, and like seeing the healer as like a teacher, a leader, a guide. So it's not like a parasitic connection, someone who's trying to like cord you in a parasitic way and like feed off of your energy and drain you, but rather follow you. Someone who's trying to follow your path or follow your lead. You may be slightly ahead of this person, emotionally, spiritually, maybe even in terms of maturity, but there could be something here where like you're really inspiring, and you've cleared a path, or you've cleared a way, and this person is following your example, right? So it is a beautiful message. It is a general reading. It might not apply for every single one of you, but I do feel like this is something that some of you are going to be encountering. The next card here is the Knight of Pentacles. This could be earth sign energy. Something that I really, really love here, that makes me very, very happy, is the elements aligning. We have fire with the wands. We have air with the swords. We have water with the moon. And now we have earth with the Knight of Pentacles. This is balance. This is harmony. This is stability. This is security. This isn't drama. This isn't, craziness. This is everything in balance, right? It's not all head and no heart, all heart and no head. There's balance here. There's order here. There's stability here. with these elements aligning. With the Knight of Pentacles, right? You guys have heard me say this before in previous readings. Those of you who watch my readings, slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race, right? This isn't the time to try to rush ahead or to try to fix everything overnight. Communication is going to be a big theme here in this relationship. Overcoming challenges is going to be a big thing in this relationship, and realizing that it all doesn't have to be done instantaneously. That just like you've accepted yourself as a work in progress, and just as you understand and realize other people are a work in progress, you're able to look at this relationship and say, we have a connection with each other, but this relationship is a work in progress. And we're not going to figure it all out overnight, and that's okay. We're going to figure it out one day at a time, one step at a time. And so there's a sense of commitment here. You know, I'm in this for the long haul. I'm committing to doing this. I'm committing to working this out. If something is broken, if something isn't working, I'm not just going to pick it up and throw it away. I'm going to work on fixing it. I'm going to work on figuring out why it's not working and what can be done to make it work. So I feel here there's an investment. Emotional, mental, you know, spiritual, maybe even financial. There's investment here. Investing in this relationship. And obviously, I mean it in the sense of like a mutual way. Like both of you coming together, both of you being invested in saying, okay, we're going to work on this. We're going to figure this out. We're going to make this work, right? And we're going to take it one day at a time, one step at a time. The next card here is the Hierophant. This could be Taurus energy. If you have Taurus placements, there could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life that are positively affecting your love life. Some of you could be dealing with a Taurus that might be a significant soulmate. But in a love reading, the Hierophant typically indicates commitment, right? Like commitment, marriage, values, belief systems, foundations. So I feel like the two of you are working together to create a very solid, secure foundation, to build upon that foundation. There could also be a sense of like incorporating faith into the relationship for some of you. So some of you may be turning towards religious materials or religious teachings and like aiding the relationship or strengthening the relationship, whatever that religion may be, right? You may be bringing a sense of like religious beliefs and values into the relationship. But like this is a sense of commitment, loyalty, right? Like long-term, forever kind of energy. Right? We made a promise. We're going to keep this promise. And that's beautiful. You may want to check out your other placements, because sometimes your other placements might resonate more than whatever this sign might be for you, whatever placement this might be for you. I do have a link in the description that will take you to the other love readings. If you want to check out the weekly forecasts, also have a link in the description that will take you to the weekly forecasts. And if you want to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description that will take you to my scheduling page, calendly.com/amethystangelite. At the time that I'm posting this, I don't know if it's still going to be happening when you see the video, but at the time that I'm posting this, I am having a sale on the 60-minute recorded video readings and the 30-minute recorded video readings. Usually the 60-minute go for $150. I'm doing those for $111. Usually the 30-minute go for $65. And I'm doing those for $44. Sorry, I drew a blank. If you do want to check those out, you can definitely check those out. If you do want to check out the other readings, I do have other readings that cost a little less. But all of the readings are there, and you can see if you want to schedule a private reading. I hope you guys will also check out the daily messages I post on the channel. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous October, and hope to see you in the weeklies and dailies. Take care and be well, my darlings.